Okay, so this is our first attempt at recording audio, where we talk about a bike ride that somebody did that is neat or significant to the area or notable in some way. And today we are with Brock here at West LA Bicycle. We just fumbled all over trying to figure out how to set up mics. Because George Whittam is out of town. So the kids have the keys to the podcast car. And and we're figuring this out. So we've thrown all of the mics on the ground and we're recording on a laptop now. But Brock has hi.
Great introduction.
Yeah. I know Brock I met him from skating at the Curbs, and he's recently moved to Los Angeles from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He works for a company, doing a job, and rides bikes with us a lot.
So sick.
Yeah. He. How long have you been riding bikes? You have a recent history with bikes.
I have a recent history with bikes. I guess, when I moved out here, I was looking at bikes, saw that bikes were expensive, and did, I guess, the common consumer entry into, wanting to get a bike. So I got an Aventon e-bike, and I was taking that to work to commute, and then after a few months, I realized I liked riding bikes, so I saved up and got a checkpoint that I then put a bunch of miles on, and then started, riding with W Lab and doing trips and whatnot. So I guess that was 2-ish years ago, not even 2 years ago, that I got the checkpoint.
That's great.
So yeah.
Adult learner.
I knew how to ride a bike. I had a beater Amazon bike in college that I would take around sometimes, but nothing this was my first time buying a nice bike since childhood.
That's amazing. That's so neat. That's neat. Just if you look at a lot of news about anything, if you look at just industry news, it's nobody will ever ride a bike ever again. it's all very downward arrows. It looks like stonks are down in terms of ridership in some ways, but Los Angeles feels so much different than that. Especially West Los Angeles, where we're based, Venice, Santa Monica, Culver City. All these are communities that have heavily embraced cycling. It's really easy to get around.
Dude, it's awesome. I grew up in the suburbs of Pittsburgh, so I drove a bunch, and I was doing that up till moving here, and I rarely drive anymore. Maybe once a week for groceries, or if we do a big trip, but it's a tank of gas will last me months. So always bike now, which is sick. West LA is great, and then going home to Pittsburgh recently, they've done a lot of bike infrastructure there, which is cool too. So it's dope getting to see the two places that I've lived the longest now have all this bike infrastructure, which is cool.
Yeah, I had the same experience in Illinois. I went back to visit my parents, and there was bike paths everywhere in Peoria.
Sick. In Peoria is crazy.
Yeah, it was just totally a great refresh on place I used to live for a long time. Mm-hmm. But sweet. So most recently, Brock's great. He joins a lot of our rides. He's a large supporter of all things bikes. He hosts the small sub organization called Bork's Bikes and Boards Club.
Yes.
What's the premise of that?
The premise was, I guess after biking for a while, because like I was biking to a bunch of different skate spots or skate parks, whatever, and like biking to work, and I'd bring my board with me and hit a park around there. I was like, oh, like I saw the gap versus like East Coast downtown skating, which I'm sure you're familiar with. Is like you can skate spot to spot. LA's a little bit more fragmented in the sense where like there's not, I mean, unless if you're downtown, which like, you know, we're kind of far from, it's kind of like things are like either like, you know, a drive away or whatever. So the premise was like, oh, like, you know, biking's cool and fun and I like doing this and I like skating as well, was to hopefully get other skaters to bike between or bike to spots as well. I guess I've been kind of slacking on it. That was also just more of a project because I wanted to make stickers and force myself to progress skateboarding again and make videos, but should start bringing it up again. Nate is the only person to date that's actually biked and skated at the spots with me.
Dude, holding it down. We're having a similar thing this weekend. Mm-hmm. The biking and skating. I'm interested to see how many just olds sit around.
I feel like
and
this is
also if we just both agree to fully go for it.
Yeah.
You know.
I think, dude, this could be a whole separate other podcast where we talk about like how do we break down the barriers to get people to bike and skate in the same session. I mean, because even with like people coming to the curbs, it's like they'll like not want to bike far or whatever because like the thought of like getting too tired or whatever before skating. But it's like I've never really had that like been like, oh, like I'm so cooked. Like,
I've never been tired.
No, I've never been tired. But it's just like I mean, like how do you like debunk that myth other than like I don't know.
Like it's crazy. Like also like there are times that like I don't know like I want to skate on fresh legs and then like biking can cook that. So like it is nice to like recover a day maybe after if you've been like riding mountain biking a ton.
Yeah.
Like skating, you know, but like I don't know. I'm also like soft.
So jeez, what's everyone else then, man? If you're soft.
But also like just it's amazing. Like I'm not from Los Angeles, neither are you. So like our perspective here is kind of funny. Like I mountain biking and just bicycling around here, it's amazing how many skate spots I've seen and found. Mm-hmm. And like I think it's the best way to find skate spots or find
anything. Yeah, I mean you had said it,
cutty like little whatever.
The best way to explore your community is by like bike because you can traverse, you know, more and you can see a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, it's I don't know, like that's how I found like the beach curbs. That's how I found. Mm-hmm. There's been a bunch of things that I've just like stumbled upon in LA where it's like, whoa, fuck. There's the thing.
Hell yeah.
One of them was like the loading dock from Always Sunny. So right over by the 6th Street.
Oh yeah, you showed us.
Viaduct, you know? Mm-hmm. I was like, damn. There's the thing. But anyway. You went to Catalina recently.
I did go to Catalina.
Where did you, I mean, I won't say where did you get the idea, because it's a great bikepacking destination.
Mm-hmm. It is, yeah.
But you chose to pull that lever.
I think I had a different premise than most people for it was, I kind of surf and body surf. I splash on the waves and try my hardest to do things. And Catalina, obviously on the backside, is just like exposed to that swell. So on the backside of the island, if there's like bigger waves coming or swell coming, it's a lot less impeded than like our local Santa Monica Bay. So the idea was like, take fins, go body surf, and try to like tuck into some waves that most people don't get the opportunity to because it's just like on this desolate island that you can only get to by an insane bike, hike, or I guess there's like fire roads that the people can drive on, but just like generally not that accessible. So that was the premise for going was, yeah, it's beautiful, but it's like, can we go finds like secret little novelty wave on the backside of Catalina. Was the grand vision.
You don't have to pin drop it, but did you?
I did, yeah. I mean, like it's Little Harbor, but I think it's technically Shark Harbor. So there's like Little Harbor campground, and there's like 2 little bays. There's like a little like peak going out in the middle, and on the left side, or I guess like southwest side of that, is called Shark Harbor. Little Harbor is protected enough, like the swell never really hits it. It's like pretty calm, so if you want to go and like hang out at a serene beach, you can do that. But Shark Harbor is just kind of like exposed, so like you just get these like big sets that like generally for surfing aren't great, but for body surfing you can just kind of get in and like pitch down like the face real quick, which is fun and what we did. But there was a bunch of issues.
Is it like rocky there? Is it sandy?
It's super rocky, which is gnarly. So that was like the first thing. Well, I guess we'll get to that point. We could start from the beginning, but that was the premise, was to go body surf at Shark Harbor. Well, it would be sick I would go back and try to surf it.
Yeah.
But that's a hell of a bike pack on with a board.
Yeah, dude. It sucks to like even walk with a surfboard.
Well, you can do a gear drop. I guess we could talk about future plans too for that. But
helicopters.
Yeah. No, but that was the general idea, was can we go find this little novelty wave and go camping.
And you recruited a homie.
I recruited a homie. So I recruited my good friend Mike from college, who is notably not a non-biker, but had never been bike packing, doesn't really ever go mountain biking, hasn't really ever done like a ride over 10 miles.
Yeah.
Isn't like he's a hiker, like he does like some like through hikes and shit, so he's like in good enough shape, but
was he interested in the wave?
He was.
He was like, I'm interested in this tiny wave too.
He was there.
Or he was like, yeah, bud.
It was more of like, I was like, hey, I want to do this. I can't go by myself because if anything goes like terribly wrong, like you're so isolated, someone needs at least to witness me dying, was the main thing. Was like, I need to have someone else there. So I was like, you've been on a bike.
Yeah.
You can do this.
Yeah.
And I grossly underestimated how difficult the ride would be for someone as their first bike pack, which was great.
Is he okay? Is he mad at you?
No, dude, he was mad for, I'll say an hour. He said it was only like 15, 20 minutes, but the climb out of Avalon is like, just like straight uphill. Like, and it's like a sustained like over 10% grade. So it's a lot of like hike a bike. And he was riding my bike and it didn't like, it's like small for him and like, weighted down with like fins and wetsuits and shit. I carried most of it, which was good, but it was just like still like, we were super hungover too. There was an F1 race the night before. So like he lives with a bunch of other like engineers in this house in Costa Mesa. So they have this like sick backyard with like an in-ground hot tub. We moved like the TV outside and we're watching F1 from the hot tub and stayed up all night drinking. So we were just with
the boys?
Just with the boys, yeah.
You just had a hot dog boil?
Yeah, had a hot dog boil. Got super drunk. I remember like we like killed like the rack like really quickly, and then we were dipping into like Bud Light seltzers and wine and stuff. It was definitely the most I've drank in a long time. And we stayed up to like 3, and we get up at 6 to then like boogie down to Newport Harbor to like launch from, like on the ferry from. So it was just like on no sleep.
So you left. So you left from Costa Mesa.
Left from Costa Mesa early in the morning after partying. How
far was it down to?
Like 7 miles ish, like pretty close. All
on bike path.
Yeah, like a little bit in the neighborhood, and then like one like sketchy sidewalk ride. I mean, it was fine. It was a sidewalk ride to the bike path, and then bike path all the way there, and it connects to. They have like a beach path too, like ours.
Yeah, some of the Orange County roads are like 25 lanes.
It was, like, dude. It's a random road, and it was 4 lanes each way, which is like bigger than the highways I remember back home from Pittsburgh. Yeah, so that was like the morning. and then you get on the ferry, and it's this giant catamaran. And as soon as like you get out of the harbor and get to like the open inlet or ocean, it just like goes full throttle, and you're like, it like pitches back, and it's like throwing this huge rooster tail, like, and it flies. I mean, you get to like Catalina, and like from harbor to harbor, because you know like dockings, like whatever takes more time, is like, dude, only like 45 minutes. It just like, you know,
damn,
it's sick.
That's sick.
And it's like, and it fits like thousands of people. Like, it's huge, you know. Just like, yeah.
Wow.
And then you have, so yeah, we landed in Avalon, and then we kind of like putzed around. We didn't really have much food, because like the original plan was we were gonna do just one night, because I underestimated like how far it was and how much climbing there was, and how difficult that climbing would be weighted down, and for someone that doesn't bike a lot and hungover and whatever. So
yeah. You really stacked the odds.
Or I stacked the odds, and with like more gear than you would normally take. Like, we had super heavy shit. Like, we brought wetsuits; those are fucking heavy. We brought fins; those are heavy. Like a bunch of unnecessary stuff, like, you know, beers, like a tea set.
That's nutrition.
Yeah.
But and like sea travel taxes me anyway. Like. Like, I went out to the Channel Islands, and I throw up immediately. Yeah. I can't handle it.
Dude, we were
that's been my I mean, I love bikes. I love like sleeping in the dirt. I love beaches and hills and walking next to my bike. But
the open ocean.
That's what's kept me off the Catalina thing, is the being afraid of getting just turbo seasick out there.
Dude, and it is like, dude, we were so worried. I mean, like, one, like being like hungover and doing that too is just like something, and the boat itself, especially with the upper decks, is like, it moves so much, and there's like kind of like a cross swell, so there's a lot of like rolling and whatnot. But luckily we didn't get seasick, which was great, because I would have put in even further damage.
I'm gonna try the patch next time.
Or Dramamine, the patch.
The Dramamine, like, I don't respond to. I sound like such a baby. Yeah. But Dramamine like messes me up too. It puts me to bed.
It works for me in the fact that like I don't stay awake. Like, I'll just get on the boat and then pass out.
Yeah, I'll be asleep for like 24 hours on it.
Mm-hmm. Not good.
Yeah, I took it on like halfway back across the like from the Channel Islands, and it like kicked in after we landed. Yeah. And I just got smoked. I got like slept for like 24 hours.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Tough. Well, it's beautiful. Like, I'm
but anyway, but it was manageable.
It was manageable. Oh yeah, so like we only planned on doing one night. We didn't have a lot of food. There's water at the site, so that was fine. But like, we just like literally packed enough food for one night.
Yeah, what's your campsite like at this? Is it, you know?
It's, dude, they're all huge. There's probably like 20 campsites. Is it like just for like 20 plus people? Like, they're all huge. You know, you can sleep 20 at each of them, or 12 or something.
So there's like cars pulling up and like generators?
No, there was like one guy in an RV type setup. Maybe another one where like people were pulled up, but most of it was the through hikers that were doing it. So like a lot of like turbo ultralight people.
Yeah, good campsite etiquette.
Good, yeah. No, everyone was nice. Like, we had seen
That's great.
Yeah, these like two ladies that camped near us. We had seen them like back in like town, or like at the like airport in the sky.
I always err towards like a hiker biker campsite option, if possible, when I went out on stuff, because like sometimes the RV crowd can just be like absolute punishers. Like, you'd be like listening to like Frozen on DVD while they're like,
this is
grandkids are screaming, and like the dude's like, I don't know, you know, who knows. So like, it's that's sick.
No, it's a really dope campground. I mean, it's like semi primitive. Like, there's water and porta potties, but that's like it.
Yeah.
And there's a fire ring. Well, and also if you like set it up, like if you go to Two Harbors, you can like shop at the general store there, and then they'll like bring your gear and food to the site, so you can like hike without any of your shit, and then like cook like a full like hot dog meal.
Dude, but
we didn't get that because we just, you know, had biked from Avalon, you know.
I'm all about 5-star like
camp service. I know.
yeah, dude. Or just like doing a bike tour. Just like I've done a couple like full VRBO bike tours.
Oh, that's sick.
And just like slept in cool like farmhouses. And so instead, I didn't bring a single like just use like riding a light bike feels good.
Yeah.
So your bike was a single speed.
My bike was a single speed.
It was very loaded down.
Very loaded down with with heavy racks, heavy panniers.
You're a front and rack.
Front rack, rear rack.
27.5.
Yeah.
ATB. And
sweepbacks.
It's got Rivendell bars on it.
Riv bars.
It's a beautiful bike.
Beautiful. It is. I was stoked. I finally felt like I guess cool riding a bike because at the top of the mountain, this guy that does tours because they have a bunch of like tours and these giant Humvees and they go around.
Yeah.
This guy was like because we were like sitting there having like a beer and like a burger at the top because there's like some restaurant in the airport there, which is on the top of the mountain in Catalina, just randomly. It's sick.
Wow.
And he was like, "Oh, dude, I've never seen like a single speed up here," and I was like, "Sick."
Yeah, like bad.
I was like, I don't recommend it. I mean, it's a lot of walking. I mean, like, John had said in the chat, he was like, "Oh, dude, how would you climb up out of Avalon on a single speed?" And it's like, dude, I couldn't. Like, you were just walking.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have been able to do it geared either. Like, there's some sections that are like 17-20% grade, which is just like,
Huh. Yeah,
super steep. Yeah, I was like, I'm not climbing that. Maybe some people do, but like I was like, especially not with gear.
I don't know. I think it's like you eventually reach a thing with single speeding where you just like you lose the ego thing, and you're like,
yeah.
Or it's just like looking at walking your bike as a failure, and you're just like, this is my lowest gear.
Yeah. No, it's like, well, like, I mean, like you said, there's like 3 gears. It's like seated, out of the saddle and like walking, which is like plenty enough to cover most conditions.
I've never seen a trail I couldn't walk.
Yeah, dude. I mean, speaking of, dude, we've done that little hike a bike section of just walking through weeds.
Anytime. But, so how did your friend take to, you've done some camping. You and Abby have been out on some bike packing and some trips, and you've been like taking the train with your bike, and you've been leaning into the travel with bicycle thing. So like your friend had never done it.
Yes.
His first experience was being on Catalina Island in this like magnificent destination.
Yeah.
At the edge of, this continent. Furthest most, like one of the furthest most reaches of this continent. Like, how did what was his take?
Yeah, I mean, he loved it because it's just like, wow, like you can do so much. But I mean, like being like the first trip, like something with like so much climbing, like weighted down, I think was tough. Yeah. But like, I mean, also like, I mean, I had, from like what knowledge you've passed on to me and advice I gave him, it's like, dude, like just walk, like we're gonna walk most of this, and that's fine, and it's a lot easier, and you like don't kill yourself as much just walking, but okay, I will like, so I mean, he took it all in stride, which is crazy because like I know he was like hurting, and that's why we were like, okay, we're gonna do a second day, because the thought of like biking back on the second day was just like seeming impossible for him, like because we were getting to camp later than we expected. We're gonna have to leave earlier than expected to make the boat back. So it's like, okay, we're gonna do a second day, and we had like heard that they do like the grocery delivery, and it's like, dude, simple, we'll just like have them bring us food. Like it seemed like it was like fine. When we get to the top of the mountain, and there's like another like climb or two you have to do, and I was like, oh dude, like we can go hit this other peak, and he was like, dude, no, we are doing as minimal as possible. So like he had kind of like hit his limit.
I've been in that position.
Yeah.
I did a tour with my friend Andy through West Virginia, and I was like, dude, I mean, there's a lot of hills on this ride, and he lives this like, it's the flattest route there is.
No, and like
he smoked me. I was like, begging for mercy. And
I felt especially bad because it was just like I really undersold like how much climbing and. Well, like, and it's also like it's all dirt, and not like it's
How much climbing was it? Like
It was like 2,500 each way, which isn't a lot, but it's only over, 17 miles? So it's all steep, right?
Plus 100 VAM.
Plus, well over 100 VAM, yeah.
I always look at the vertical ascent per mile. Consider over 100 to be steep. So
so it was steep.
If it's 17 miles, I think like a benchmark ride should be 1,700 feet climbing.
So like and I think if you pack more efficiently too, it doesn't like it's just like everything was stacked.
Yeah.
But we do that. Okay, it's like we're gonna stay a second day. We knock out early, like 8 p.m. Because like sunsets at like 6.
Yeah.
We set up camp, knock out early. We wake up the next day. It's like, okay, we'll go hike somewhere to get service and call to see if, because we ran out of food because we were like cooked and each were like ate like 3,000 calories that night, or wanted to, and probably ate like 2,000, but just like didn't have enough. And we're like, dude, it's cool. Like, we'll stay a second night at the campground. Like, they do grocery delivery. Dude, we're trying to find service. We find ourselves to get service. We call them. They're like, nah, dude, you have to like pick out the groceries like here in Two Harbors and we'll bring it. Like, we won't shop for you. So we're like, dude, we're fucked. Like, we don't have any food for this whole day back. And we have to do this huge ride that like kicked our asses yesterday.
What did you do?
We decided.
Did you say pretty please?
We did try. It was also funny, the one we had the night before, because like you can, whenever I book the campsite, you can book like them to like leave firewood. Yeah. So we did that. Dude, we could not get these logs to light. We had them like on fire and they just didn't stay caught. It was just brutal. So we just failure on all fronts. Ran out of food, couldn't get a fire lit, had our asses kicked from biking. So then the next day we're like cooked in the morning, we can't get food, and it's like, okay, well, we're gonna have to do this like bike back with like 0 calories essentially, but like there's plenty of water, which was at least good. And we're like, dude, I was like, dude, like this is gonna suck if we don't go body surf a little bit. So we did end up paddling out. It was cold as hell, but like I did have a wetsuit for this. I notably usually surf without one, but I had a wetsuit this time.
The one time that you brought it was the one time you had to lug it all the way.
Dude, so sick.
There's that guy Brandon that skates the curbs, and he'll wear a hoodie like all summer and just be suffering, and then like it'll get cold out and you'll see him skating shirtless down there.
So sick. Yeah, I mean, same thing. Like the one time I should have like, fucked up. But so we paddle out. It's sick. It's like super rocky, so like we're taking it like, pretty like slow and like making sure there's like nothing underneath where like the waves are breaking pretty big. But like we paddle out, peel off some set waves. I did get the vision, so like the tunnel vision, right? Like you can peel and like tuck into a tube where the wave goes over you and whatnot. Nice. It's a lot easier.
And you did?
I did. It's a lot easier body surfing because like you can get in to like closeouts real quick.
Right.
No, but it was so worth it. It was just like I tucked in, like the wave came over me. It was like all like purple and pink because whenever you're in the tube, it like changes colors because like the sun's coming through and it kind of like blocks out a little bit light. So like the colors are crazy. And that was sick.
This is just like a fleeting moment.
Moment. Yeah, dude, this is like
just like shrimp pink and blue.
Shrimp pink and blue and purple.
Wow.
For like, half a second at most. Yeah. And then the wave, collapses and blows up.
You get smoked.
It gets smoked, tumble 3 times, land on rocks where I was like, okay, like we peeled one off, we have to do this big climb back.
Right.
We'll go. So we're doing the climb up and on the way like home or back to Avalon, like we were kind of cooking. We were holding above like 1,000 vertical ascent per hour because I think it was just like, dude, like we're starving, we're trying to get to food. Yeah. And that's what we found.
Got back in a couple hours?
Dude, we got back in like 2 or 3 hours. Yeah. But there was the this was like, so like we're starving, like we don't have any food left. We just only are like running on water and fumes after surfing as well, right? Which takes it out of you. So we're at the top of the mountain and there's the airport and I'm like, dude, it smells like there's like food there. And thankfully there's a restaurant. So we go and get bison burgers and beers and it's like after having all of these things go wrong, it was just like, dude, no way, like, a restaurant, this is sick. We met
How far off did you sniff the bison burger?
Dude, like a mile, dude. Like a mile out, dude. Because I was like, I'm notably like a big guy. I love to eat, and it was just like, dude, I was starving. Like, dude, September when we were doing the riding, dude, I was eating like 5,000-6,000 calories a day. It's like, dude, we were doing so much. We went surfing and we probably had like a handful of like dates.
Yeah.
That was all we had. I was like, dude, I was fucking cooked.
Yeah.
So this felt great. We finally get there. It's like, dude, this is like from the lowest and weakest we felt to like, feeling the best. Finally there, crushed way too many beers, like 2 or 3
And
beers.
this is before the Ripper down into town?
This is before the Ripper down into town. Well, there's another obstacle. So this was like great. It was like, we hit the low point, had the high point, perfect story. It's like now it's time just to like, the falling action, descending into town. So it's kind of flat for a little bit. There's like a little bit of like rolling climbs, but dude, it's beautiful. The sun's setting. You can see into the valley. You can see out to the ocean. It's just like the most picturesque thing. Then we come to like this one point in the mountain, and we're like a quarter mile in the distance. You can see like this pack of bison. So this is the bison incident where we're like, whoa, dude, like what do you do? So. But the bison there are like notably like aggro towards cyclists. They take it as like
there's bison.
There's bison on Catalina.
Like a buffalo.
Huge.
Like for
like
it's a large, oversized buffalo that was brought. I think it was brought out there in the 50s for like a movie shoot.
Yeah, it was 20s and then more in the 50s or 60s or something. And I don't think they even ended up using the buffalo, like the shoot from the island in the movie. It's still up for debate if they actually used footage from bison on the island, which is crazy, right? So they're just there for no reason.
I wonder what the narrative of that movie was.
Dude, it was something about Yellowstone. Well, we could. There's a whole other segment we can do.
They're like, I'm a buffalo. What if it was like Homeward Bound, but with buffalo? And they had they could talk like people. But anyway, amazing. So this buffalo said, "Get up off my block if you're not trying to buy nothing."
Well, dude, probably worse than that. So we're like, dude, like, shit, what do you do? Like, it's like they say to keep 500 feet, but they're like on both sides of the road. The road's like whatever, 30 feet wide. So we're like, dude, what do we do? So we're waiting like 15, 20 minutes.
Did it seem imposing, or were you just like...
Extremely imposing. They're like gruffly like, from like, and we're like far away. Like this is even before we try to like pass them. So we wait. They have these big tour buses.
How many buffalo are there?
On the island, like 200. No, this pack like 30
that are throwing gang signs.
30, dude. It's crazy because they're massive, right? Their heads are like the size of like you. So it's like
Yeah, they're prehistoric.
They're scary. And so like this tour bus comes by and we're flagging them down, and then like it rolls ahead a little bit, but then stops like right before the buffalo, and we're like, hey, like, dude, what do we do? Like they're like across the street, they're on both sides, like they don't look, whatever. He's like, oh yeah, just like walk with your bikes like alongside the van, it's cool. And he was like, you can't look them in the eyes. And I'm like, that's an insane thing to say. You can't look these in the eyes, because like if you look them in the eyes, I take it as a sign of aggression. It's like the like the Medusa thing, like you'll turn to stone. Or I was like, that's unsettling.
Yeah.
So we're walking past, and there's a tour guide up front, like of the bus, like on the microphone. It's like this open air tour bus, and there was kind of a tour guide in the back that like wasn't on the mic, but like I guess was just there for whatever. And he like, because we're kind of like walking near the back of the bus, this guy like says this. He's like, hey, like, you might have to like duck around to the other side of the bus. He's like, don't look. Those ones are really eyeing you up. And I'm like, that's crazy. And like, I kind of like look out of this like corner of my right eye, and there's like one like within like 2 feet of me, just like,
oh my God.
And I'm like, holy fucking shit. Like, dude, that's like psycho. Like it was just like a blackout moment where you're like, what do I do? And then I kind of turn around, look over my left shoulder, and there's one like right behind my homie Mike, and it's like kind of like stomping and huffing and like kind of charging him. And then he had looked behind earlier, and I guess it's kind of like what triggered it. And then I looked like whatever, like a few seconds later, and like saw that it was like fully pissed and like charging him. And I'm like, yo, dude. And he kind of like turns and then looks and like falls into the bus. But like good thing we had helmets on because he like smacked his head off the side of this truck. And we're like, whoa, dude. And like we fall into each other and kind of like kept our balance. And like then we ran in front of the bus. And like we're like, you know, because like these things were like, they're like growling. They had like a guttural like big sound. And
we could play.
We could probably dude, add it in post.
Yeah, we could. Well, this is a buffalo noise.
This buffalo, it's a bison. I think it's. But
this is a bison noise.
Bison noise is trying to get around this bus, like switchbacking across the road, and the bus is like jackknifing to protect us because it's like was trying to get around and mess us up, like crazy, dude. Like I've never had, and the guy.
How long did this exchange take?
Dude, that whole thing I just described is like a minute or two total.
Yeah.
From like us starting to talk to them, walking to like the end, and then like when we get like a half mile away. You know, maybe it was long. Yeah, and they were just like, sick.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, if we find more, like, we're screwed. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we start pedaling back, and we're like, dude, that's crazy. That was just like, it was like, dude, no more surprises.
Dude, on a ride in Arizona one time, coming up the backside of Mount Lemmon, me and Connor and another one of our homies, we were like going up the backside, and there was like a longhorn steer on this
dude.
And it was on like a really skinny mountain road. So we're like standing there like staring at it, just like wanting to go around, and it was staring at us, and it wasn't seeming like you're just like what happened with you, but it eventually I was just like, I'm just going for it, and I walked by, and like our homie walked by and like bowed to it. It was like it was like dude, it just like what like those things are massive.
Huge.
They are so powerful. It's not like there's always the
and they have horns. Like
the males, the mostly males that feel like they can win and fist fights against wildlife. Like a bison is the size of a Prius. Like
I would take bison over Prius. I think
they're large.
They're huge, dude. So that was it. So that was like the. Like, you know, the climax, which was great. So then we then
you're into town.
We're riding down the town, and it's beautiful. Like, you're coming down in the Avalon at night, like, and it's like, they say it's like, looks like the Amalfi Coast, like, whatever. And it is beautiful. It's like this beautiful little cove, and they have all the night lights, and it just looks amazing. So, yeah, it was awesome. Dude, we balled and went and got a nice hotel, dropped our bikes off, like, you know, like, went and got, like, oysters and a bunch of, like, you know, drinks. We went to this like Luau Larry's, this like kitschy little bar, like tiki bar, but it was great. They had great oysters, they had great drinks. It was sick. They had an LED sign that was like I love my life, and my homie Mike was like, dude, they have a sign for you. I was just like, dude, like I'll be stoked. It was just like a great way to like tie off this like insane trip of like poor planning, like just like everything going wrong.
Overestimation.
Overestimation. Just like making so many mistakes where it's like, I feel like if you didn't have like all 5 things wrong compound, like it would have been fine.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, just everything stacked together just made it.
But also like
so much fun, dude. It was a blast. Like you know.
Yeah. Notably and like impressively, you put together the plans for it seemingly like really quick.
Yeah.
I mean, you never like fired off like, oh, this is something I'm thinking about doing or whatever. It's just like you just like, here's what needs to happen to make it happen, and made it happen. Like that's
dude, and like I would 100% run it back. It was and that was also crazy. It was like we're in town, and like I guess because it's like a small little town, right? And everyone's like, you know, on these trips as like a tourist or whatever. There's like a very like low like actual like living population there, I guess. And everyone had heard about this bison encounter because they're like, "Oh, dude, like you're the bison guys," because we're walking around with these bikes, and they're like, "Yeah, they have these 2 bikers got like smoked by these bison," and it was just like 30 different people were like, "Oh, dude, the bison guys."
They've got a group chat, dude, of like the regular just people that work in town. You're the star of the group chat.
Dude, so it was like cool. Like it was like there was like so many like cool interactions.
Oh, they were
with,
like,
the guys.
oh, good job, guys. Or like,
dude, they were like, oh, that's crazy, dude. Like we heard you got attacked. Like it was just I don't know. Just like it's like funny to like hear like from a bunch of different people.
Gosh, what an adventure.
Mm-hmm. I'd run it back.
Does your friend does he texted you like, what's the next bike trip? What wildlife are we gonna fight next?
He is very anti-bison on Catalina now. I think he's putting together a petition to call the bison. he's bummed on them because they're really bad for the environment too.
Eat them.
They are tasty. They're really good. I will say. The bison burger was good.
Is he gonna eat them?
I think he's gonna try to eat them.
That's good.
No, but I think his takeaway kind of like reaffirmed, because this is a homie from college, so this is like in a generally a little bit lamer engineering crowd, right?
Lamer, like just not biking.
Not biking, I guess not as adventurous with like,
sure.
these like silly activities and stuff. So
yeah.
I think kind of reaffirmed for that friend group that I'm crazy. And they're like, oh yeah, dude, Brock did this on a single speed and carried all the gear and wore flip-flops the whole time. So I think it would be more like he would be down for a bike pack, but maybe not like a solely Brock planned one.
Yeah.
Maybe one with more structure. He'd be down for to hit again. Yeah. But he was stoked on it. It was more of like
there's some element of planning like with that, because the amazing thing, right, is that the burger at the top of the hill that you like, whatever,
dude.
It was like the whatever. Your stories are like the bison that almost like smushed you. I don't know, so there's some beauty in like the unprepared, unplanned thing, but then there's like a balance there of like having everything you need, having everything like being self-sustainable, entering a situation that you like know what you're gonna do, but like for like an overnighter or something, like a mission, it's like kind of nice to like know where you're going to be and what you're going to do, because you're on a limited time. But for like a mini tour or like a weekend tour, like where you you lose sight of that, like it's kind of nice.
Dude, I know. I love
there's a balance. There's a balance,
Uh-huh.
Like some people prefer like, let's send me an itinerary. I want to know what mile point we're going to be at what time. It's like, I don't know, like what if we eat 2 sandwiches and we're off, and then we're like, then we're off schedule, and then then the whole itinerary is cooked just because of that tuna melt. Yeah. Like, oh my god, like it's earth shattering.
No, yeah, it was more of like, yeah, dude, it was great, and he loved it. And we've hung out several times since, and he's like, yo, dude, that was like sick. Yeah. He was like, he is very bummed on the bison, which I get that, because it's like.
Yeah, he was almost mauled by
a bison.
But a large animal. You know what? There's going to be more large animals that come into and out of your life. No, hopefully not. But, we'll try to look out for those next.
I think we should.
What's your next bike trip?
Dude, I would run it. I don't know. What are we doing in 2 weeks? Where are we going?
Around Christmas?
Yeah, around Christmas.
I can't say.
Oh, like a secret, or you don't know yet?
Can't say here.
Oh, okay.
Because I heard.
Heard. I understand.
No.
I think. I honestly.
I just hate to get out there and there's Bork fans like waiting, or like have
yeah.
Who knows?
Want me to sign their bikes?
Who knows?
Sign their flip flops.
Anything could happen. Yeah.
I would do
Got ideas.
I got ideas. I want to do a big group trip to Catalina, because it's very accommodating at the campgrounds for large amounts of people. And we could, this is one thing I learned is like, so if you go from Two Harbors, you can do like a full gear delivery. So you could just bike, right? And they take all your stuff to camp. So then we could do that. So simple bike.
When I first moved here, there was this guy that I briefly worked with He told me a number of seemingly impossible things about Los Angeles that one by one I found to be true, which was amazing. But one of the things he told me that's still unconfirmed to this day is that you can take the fishing boat out there instead of the charter.
Yeah, you were saying this.
And you can bring your bike and party
on the boat.
The fishing boat, and then they give you the fish that you caught.
Which would be sick.
That'd be pretty ultimate. I want to look into that.
I would love to do that. Oh, I mean, I guess like another plug for the homie bike, just being like down for crazy things. He went to Baja that next day whenever we got home. Went fishing down in Baja, caught a bunch of, what do they call it, like yellowtail, hamachi, amberjack, like same thing. So like, and then for like Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving thing we did, he had like 30 pounds of like yellowtail that we had. Like beautiful sashimi from like 2 days before. So like, I mean, like he was saying like fishing charters are great. So like if we can find one that goes in over the channel to there would be sick.
Unconfirmed, but you know, it's an idea.
Be sick.
Yeah. Anyway, sweet. I don't know what this is or
what is the.
But that's fun, and I think we can,
the bike tour podcast series.
Dude, just you know, two guys say, hey, we should start a pod.
Start a pod.